Let's see. Need to grab Call of the Worldsoul quest, finish the Awakening the Machine event, and try it one more time for that mech mount, then finish up some world quests for some faction reputation. Oh, hey, 2 Angry Frogs here, level 80, 2 weeks into the War Within, and as a task-oriented player, I'm building my Season 1 checklist. So what content is available at level 80, and what can you be completing each week to build out your character? What is the one activity you should do each week if you have limited time? This is your definitive guide. Whether you prefer solo play or group content, you have time to play once or twice a week, or you've got WoW hooked up and dripping like an IV, we've got you covered. So let's get started. So the first thing to grab each week is Call of the Worldsoul Meta Quest. So far we've seen 3 variations, so we don't know yet if there are only 3 of these or if they rotate in a specific weekly order. The first version of the quest is picked up from Farron Lothar near the Dornagal Inn. The quest from Farron provides us a choice of quests to complete among 4 options, such as completing world quests, completing a zone event, or completing a dungeon. The second version of the quest is Archives the First Disc, and this is offered by High Speaker Brent. For this, Brent directs us to take the portal at the archive to the Vault of Memory. In the Vault of Memory, Brent tasks us with collecting 100 Titan Disc fragments. The fragments drop from enemies throughout Kaz Algar, but the quickest way to 100 is either by running dungeons or completing delves. Finally, the third version of the Worldsoul quest is to complete 2 delves for Bran Bronzebeard, and we pick this quest up at the Delver's headquarters. Completing and turning in any of these for the week rewards a Pinnacle cache with a random veteran track piece of gear. The cache also contains resonance crystals and kedge, which we can use to purchase champion level gear from renowned quartermasters. And we also receive carved Harbinger crest for upgrading gear and a restored coffer key for bountiful delves. So next on our weekly checklist are world events in each Kaz Algar zone. But before we jump into these, there is another event that you should pick up first. For this, we grab the quest Rollin Down in the Deeps from the Kobold novels in Gundergaz. Completing this quest requires collecting 10 odd globs of wax found in disturbed earth patches, which we run across while completing other content. A quick tip for this, turn on outline mode in the interface options, and this will add purple outlines to the disturbed earth, which makes them stand out and easier to see. Completing Rolling Down in the Deeps rewards an everyday cache with a random adventure track piece of gear. We also receive carved Harbinger quests and Valor Stones for upgrading our gear. The weekly events include the Theater Troupe in the Isle of Dorn, Awakening the Machine in the Ringing Deeps, Spreading the Light in Hallowfall, and Severed Threads Pact in Achkahet. The Theater Troupe event starts at the top of every hour. We'll head to the proscenium marked on the map with the Comedy and Tragedy Masks event icon and talk to stage manager Huberta to pick up the quest The Theater Troupe. When at the proscenium, the objectives interface displays a countdown box showing when the event starts. When the countdown reaches 0, speak to stage manager Huberta and report in for the event. During Phase 1, we prepare for the show by completing individual tasks. Your current task is shown in the box in the Objectives tracker and includes tasks such as training with performers, cleaning up the amphitheater, and defeating enemies attempting to disrupt the show. While completing tasks, players earn audience approval, and filling the audience approval bar rewards actors' chests containing resonance crystals and weathered Harbinger crests. In Phase 2, it's showtime, so grab a costume from the chest in the center of the amphitheater and get ready to break a leg. During Phase 2, all players work together to complete tasks for each act of the show, and then a grand finale. Once complete, take a bow for your impeccable performance and turn in the quest to stage manager Huberta. Completing the event rewards a Theater Troupe's Trove with a random adventure track piece of gear. We also receive carved Harbinger crests for upgrading our gear and a restored coffer key for bountiful delves. For the Awakening the Machine event, we'll head to Gundergaz in the Ringing Deeps. At the Wax Factory in Gundergaz, talk to Kobold Nobles and pick up the quest Gearing Up for Trouble. After picking up the quest, head back out and talk to Speaker Kuldas, standing outside of the Gundergaz Inn. Tell Kuldas you are ready to start the event and click Begin Maintenance to be teleported into the machine. While Speaker Kuldas is changing the oil and airing up the tires, we need to keep him protected from increasingly difficult waves of enemies. To complete the Gearing Up for Trouble quest, we need to defeat 20 waves. Note that you do not need to clear all 20 waves in a single attempt. The quest can be completed by starting the event with Speaker Kuldas multiple times, and the waves of enemies that you defeat during each run are added to your total. Completing the quest rewards an awakened mechanical cache with a random adventure track piece of gear. We also receive carved Harbinger crests and a restored coffer key. For every 5 enemy waves defeated in a single run, you also unlock the awakened caches sitting next to Speaker Kuldas. These contain Valor Stones, carved Harbinger crests, resonance crystals, and each chest awards reputation with the Assembly of the Deeps. Make sure to check out our Awakening the Machine Guide video for a full rundown of how to complete the event in a single run and unlock all 4 awakened caches. Next up, we will spread some light in the northwestern section of Hallowfall. On the map, you'll see a multitude of icons, including a key flame event icon, a Worldsoul icon if you selected the event with Farron, and a bonus objective icon for each active key flame. When we enter the area, the Spreading the Light quest is automatically added to our objectives tracker, and we need to light 4 lesser key flames to complete the quest. There are a total of 8 key flames and 8 lesser key flames in the area. Key flames are tied to bonus objectives that become active when the key flame is fully lit. To fully light a key flame requires 20 Radiant Remnants, which you can get from completing activities and defeating enemies in the area, and multiple players can contribute to lighting a key flame. Lesser key flames are in the same areas as the key flames, and to light them requires 3 Radiant Remnants, which can only be provided by you. When you light a lesser key flame, you'll see an NPC run to the key flame area. The NPC will offer a quest that rewards resonance crystals and a lamplighter's supply satchel when completed. Completing the Spreading the Light quest rewards a Radiant cache with a random adventure track piece of gear. We also receive carved Harbinger crests and a restored coffer key. The final zone event we check off for the week is the Severed Threads Pact meta quest in Ash Kahet. For this, we pick up the quest Eyes of the Weaver from Iteki in the Weaver's Lair. Iteki requires that we choose to make a pact with one of the 3 saboteurs in the Weaver's Lair, including the Weaver, the General, and the Vizier. Note that once you make a choice, it is locked in for all of your characters for the week, but you can choose a different pact each week. To complete the quest, we need to complete activities in Ash Kahet, such as world quests, rumors, and finding Weave Rat caches, which fills the Pact event bar to 100%. Both rumors and Weave Rat caches are shown on the map with a small purple spider icon. You can either search these out across Ash Kahet, or you can purchase rumor maps and Weave Rat cache treasure maps from Yamas the provider. Rumors are simple one-step quests that are offered by the Weaver's infiltrators across Ash Kahet. For Weave Rat caches, we talk to one of the Weaver's spiderlings. The spiderling gives us invisibility as long as we stay with them, while they crazily and randomly zigzag all over the place, heading for the treasure. Note that if you are mounted when you talk to the Weave Rat, you will not gain the invisibility. Completing the Eyes of the Weaver quest rewards a Weaver's gratuity with a random adventure track piece of gear. We'll also receive carved Harbinger crests and Valor Stones for upgrading gear and 250 kedge. Our next weekly check mark goes to the World Boss. We have 4 World Bosses: Kordak, the Dormant Protector in the Isle of Dorn, Aggregation of Horrors in the Ringing Deeps, Shirai in Hallowfall, and Orda in Ash Kahet. The weekly quest is marked on your map with a skull icon, indicating which boss is active for the week, and these rotate weekly. When you click on the world boss icon, the quest for defeating the boss is auto-added to your quest objectives. If you click on the eye icon next to the quest, the group finder is opened, which lists all groups that are forming to defeat the world boss. Completing their quest rewards Harbinger crests and Valor stones for upgrading gear, and you also have a chance for a random piece of gear to drop. World quests, and specifically special assignment quests, are next. Special assignments are shown on the map with a lock icon over the quest and are available twice a week in a randomly selected zone. To unlock the special assignment quest, you need to complete 3 world quests in that zone. Special assignment quests tend to be much more difficult than a typical world quest, so these may require jumping into a group to complete. When the special assignment quest is completed, you are rewarded with a Seasoned Adventurer's Cache, containing a random adventure track piece of gear. We'll also receive carved Harbinger crests and Valor stones for upgrading our gear, and a restored coffer key. So what is the one activity you should do each week, even if you have limited time, that will have the largest impact on your character's power? Spend some quality time with Bran Bronzebeard. Bountiful Delves are fantastic for all players and for gearing your character, and they are far and away the best content you can dive into if you're limited for time or playing solo. Not only do Bountiful Delves reward high-level gear, but completing them also contributes to the Great Vault. How high? 603 item level from completing Tier 8 Bountiful Delves, and 616 item level gear in the Great Vault for completing a Tier 8. This is the same or higher item level of gear that you will get from all but the last 2 heroic raid bosses. Bountiful Delves are why we value those restored coffer keys so highly. The restored coffer keys are used to open the bonus treasure chest when successfully completing a Bountiful Delve. If you complete all of the weekly content that we have talked about so far, you'll finish with 4 to 5 keys. So each week you could have, at minimum, 4 to 5 shots at high-level gear in Bountiful Delves. You can see which delves are bountiful on your map by looking for the delve icons with the azurite coloring around the icon. Another item we receive when opening a Bountiful Delve bonus chest is Radiant Echoes. These are used for Worldsoul Memory events, and when you have a Radiant Echo in your inventory, the events are shown on the map with an azurite icon. These can spawn in any zone, and we start the event by going to the Worldsoul Memory location and clicking on the big ball of azurite. You have 5 minutes to complete the event once it is started, and the goal is to defeat as many enemies as possible within the time limit. Defeating enemies increases your Worldsoul Memory score, and the higher your score, the greater the amount of coffer key shards and Valor stones you will receive. A quick tip: don't forget to check your Valor Stone balance before starting these to make sure you will not overcap on Valor Stones. Better to spend them first. So that is a Two Angry Frogs weekly route in a nutshell. Great Alice in Chains song, by the way. You do not have to do all of this every week, and your time availability may dictate what is most important to you. Regardless, have fun and enjoy the journey to building your Champion of Azeroth, because eventually we're going to have to pull that sword out of our planet. As always, let us know your thoughts and any questions you have down below in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you always know what's coming up next. And everyone, have a great day in Kaz Algar.